One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, let's go to California, and of course, he is projected to advance there in the governor's race. The Decision Desk HQ saying it. We'll see where all the votes go, but it looks great for our next guest, Steve Hilton. Steve, first of all, how are you feeling? And of course, you've seen Decision Desk, which is sort of the Bible for a lot of people in projections, is saying you're going to make it to the next round. You and Javier Becerra, but how are you feeling? Because obviously we saw what happened with Graham Plattner in, Spencer Pratt, in the mayor's race, because he now is out. It's going to be Nithya Raman against Karen Bass.
Rita, great to be with you and all the team there. I'm feeling very confident. We've been feeling very confident since election night, honestly. Nothing has changed since then. We've been watching the numbers very closely, as you can imagine, and we simply don't see any way in which the third place candidate, the billionaire climate fanatic Tom Steyer, who spent over $200 million trying to buy this election, simply just doesn't have the room to catch up. We're very excited to see that some people called it last night.
Yep.
Wonderful to get the congratulations of so many people, including the president last night. That's, of course, great. But we always had a rule here on our campaign that we would do it the old-fashioned way and wait until the official call by AP, which hasn't happened yet. But that's just a question of time, we think. Could be today, could be tomorrow. Who knows? It's California. But one way or another, here's the important point.
We had the Attorney General of California on yesterday.
Let me just make the point that we will now definitely have a choice for change in California. LA's been denied that choice with Spencer Pratt being eliminated, but we will have a choice in California. 4 more years of this insanity, the cost, the chaos, the incompetence, or a new direction, lower taxes, less costs, help your business, fix our schools, get back to common sense. That's what I'm offering. Javier Becerra is the living embodiment of more of the same. So actually, I know people will look at this result and say, well, it's a foregone conclusion. It's California. Becerra's going to win. I don't see it that way at all. They are in for a shock this year.
Well, I think you have to give them a choice and say, it's common sense or nonsense. I mean, it's one way or the other. Aren't the California people getting the message? We talked to the Los Angeles Attorney General yesterday.
Yeah, Bill Assaley, the U.S. Attorney. Yeah.
And he is horrified on some of the voting patterns there.
Yes. So I know Bill well, and we've been discussing it, and I'm very happy that he's very closely monitoring the situation. And that's exactly as it should be. We haven't yet seen anything that would make us concerned about anything going on in our race. But, of course, we're going to keep a close eye on it. But more important than that, with all the resources of the Justice Department, Bill and his team are doing that, and that's great.
Steve, I want to get into also some of the issues like you talked about. By the way, I'm so proud of you, Steve. I mean, I'm just the fact that you are where you are right now, and this is an incredible moment, I think, for California. It's true. It's so I'm so happy for the people of California. And especially if it looks as it appears that it's going to be you and Javier Becerra, who's the HHS, even the Biden people, because he was the Biden HHS, the Health and Human Services Secretary. Biden people have said he didn't do a good job. I mean, that's a pretty low bar. Talk about what a different California vision it is between the two of you. He's also talked about health care for illegals, giving free. And this is a time where you're dealing with homelessness and crime and so many other things.
Well, he said it himself. He was asked on an interview on CNN just the other week, what's different? What would change? He had the same kind of moment that we saw from Kamala Harris in the presidential election, that notorious interview on The View, where they said, well, what would be different? What is anything you didn't agree with? that's happened under Biden and say, oh, well, nothing comes to mind. Becerra had that same exact moment. He is offering no change whatever from a state that is now the state with the highest poverty rate, the highest unemployment rate, the highest cost of living by far, highest gas prices, housing costs. You've got homelessness out of control. The school results are pretty much the worst in the country, even though we spend the most. You've got businesses leaving because of the insane cost of everything and the hassle and the bloat and the bureaucracy. It's just a disaster. And so it's obvious that we need change. And that's not just me saying that, not just Republicans saying that. There's now a majority in California for change. 57% in the last poll that I saw say the state's going in the wrong direction and it's time for change. So that's really the basis for my optimism about the general election. A majority of Californians want change. Javier Becerra is the living embodiment of more of the same. 36 years, a career politician in the California Democrat machine. You'll just get more of the same cost, incompetence, and corruption from this guy, on top of all the points you made about the Biden administration. By the way, the quote was, he's a joke. I mean, how useless do you have to be if you're rejected as too incompetent by the Biden administration? I mean, come on. On top of that, he's enmeshed in his own corruption scandal himself, where he's been involved in potential breaking of state campaign finance law and federal law relating to a scheme to put money from his campaign account into his chief of staff's salary. He's got an absolute massive and appalling scandal arising from his time at HHS, where he deliberately pushed thousands and thousands of migrant kids that were here as a result of the open border policy into the hands of child sex traffickers and other appalling outcomes for kids.
You know, Steve, that's a very good point, because you're right. That is over the jurisdiction of the HHS secretary. And there were hundreds of thousands that came in that are still missing at this point. I know a number of them have been located, thank goodness, to President Trump and also the border czar. But
tens and tens of thousands.
It's a huge deal. Judge Weinberg.
I want to congratulate you, Steve, on a great race. I want to ask you this question. I'm sitting here in New York, and I'm looking at what's going on in my state and in your state. Isn't there a recognition that both states are on a tipping point and that can be lost and not redeemable if this continues?
That's exactly my argument, and I think we are getting to that point. That's why there's a majority who want change, because actually I think it is now or never for California. It really is make or break for the state, because the number of people that I've spoken to over the last year that I've been on the campaign trail up and down the state, businesses of all sizes and all different sectors saying, look, we're just waiting to see if you can pull it off. And if you can't, then we're out. And so the exodus of businesses that we've seen in the last year or so will turn into a stampede if Becerra is elected. And I think there's a real economic crisis looming for California. If you think it's bad now, wait till Becerra's in charge.
Well, there's an economic crisis going on in New York State, too. So we're between New York State, Illinois, and California, these blue states. I don't understand how anybody could vote Democratic unless it's not real people voting Democratic. I mean, so somebody has to make sure that the American citizens are voting and it's not migrants voting.
Well, exactly. And I think that's one of the reasons that I was out this morning at the Vote Center in L.A. promoting voter ID. Voter ID is going to be on the ballot in California in November, and we've got to get it done. Because whatever happens to the Save America Act, here in California, we can choose to implement voter ID in our elections right here. And that's on the ballot thanks to the hard work of many powerful campaigners over the last year or so, including my friend Carl DeMaio, who runs an organization called Reform California, the Orange County Lincoln Club. You know, as a result of their work, we've got voter ID on the ballot. That's going to go a long way towards not just restoring the integrity, but speeding things up. Because one of the reasons that we have this farce of endless counting is because they're sitting there trying to match signatures because we don't have voter ID. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous that they're still counting 7 days afterwards. Steve Hilton.
Of course.
Keep fighting hard. We're on your side, and we're going to stand by your side. And here we come, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve. And listen, Steve, before you hang up, we got a little bit of music for you. Here we go.
California, here I come, right back where I started.
Steve,
I love that song.
We love you, Steve.
Thank you.
Congrats,
Thank you.
and we'll talk with you soon, Steve.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Roger Stone here. Your dollars are losing ground, but gold isn't. American Sovereign Bullion helps you protect your wealth through real, tangible assets. Through their nationwide wholesaler network, you get some of the best pricing on gold and silver delivered straight to your door. Since 1912, the U.S. dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold continues to prove its strength. So call 844-272-2428. That's 844-272-2428. Or visit dyingdollar.com to request your free gold and silver guide. That's dyingdollar.com.